Hey everyone, it's Daniel
and Matthew,
and we're A to Z Thrills, and we know a lot of roller coaster enthusiasts have done their own little interpretation of how to have the best day ever at a different park. Well, we're doing ours on Carowinds. Why? Well, one, we're here at Carowinds, and two, it used to be my home park and is one of my favorite parks. So why not, of course, help anyone else that's coming to the park for the first time have a better experience? So we're going to be breaking this down into about 10 different sections, and we're going to, of course, give you all the information that you need. Number one is tickets and pricing. Now, on an average day, if you buy online, you're usually going to be paying about $50 for a daily pass. The only thing is, though, do not wait until you get to the gate, because you're going to be paying upwards of $25 extra just to get in, and you're already cutting into valuable park time. If you are planning to come to Cedar Park Parks more than once or twice, I definitely suggest season passes, and they are beneficial. I'm going to leave the information up here so that you can check it out and make it an informed decision for yourself. But I will say, if you're going to be using it at multiple parks, make sure you go with the Prestige or Prestige Plus, because that's going to be more beneficial in the long run. Alright, so the first ride we stopped to is actually going to be Kitty Hawk, because Matt has never got his credit on there. Sadly, I couldn't fit, which is totally fine, but we are going to record his first reaction, and then we're also going to talk about a little bit about fast lanes and is it worth it? Okay, so fast lane, and is it worth it? Now, fast lane on an average day costs about $90. So $90 isn't too much, but it all depends on when you're arriving to the park. If you're coming on a weekday, I would usually suggest not getting a fast lane. Usually weekdays are pretty slow, so that we don't have to worry about crowds. But if you're coming on a weekend, and if you have to choose a Friday or a Saturday, definitely invest the money into a fast lane. Now, they do sell out around probably about 12, at least from my knowledge, they usually do. So make sure you get those as fast as you can. The reason for that is because if you're really wanting to ride these rides like over and over and over again, you're going to want to invest in that, because Fury, even on slow days, can sometimes have up to a 30 to 45 minute wait. So if you're waiting in that line for, let's say, 3 rides, you're already wasting about half your day. So I would suggest definitely investing into that. It's only, like I said, an additional $90, but it gets you so many more rides on your favorites like Fury, Afterburn, and almost anything in the park, almost. Ricochet, Kitty Hawk, and some rides, of course, in the Kids Land. Those don't use fast lanes, but the new Aeronautica landing actually does, especially for those flat rides. So let's go get Matt's reaction. He just got off. So, but yeah, definitely invest into those fast lane passes. All right, Matt's back. What do you think of it?
Well, it's better than Vortex.
I would say I disagree, but then again, I don't. So,
no, I mean, that is definitely not a ride for tall people. I was banging my head quite a few times.
Hence the name Vekoma Hanging Thing.
Yeah, it lives up to it. It's a really great ride for kids. They're gonna love it. But for you adults trying to get your credits, one and done. Never again.
So if you had to give it a score out of 10, what would you give it?
Well, for kids, I would say a solid 8.
Okay.
For adults, probably like a 3 or a 4.
I was actually thinking about the same thing. All right. Well, let's continue on. We're going to have more fun at this adventure to Carowinds, and we're going to bring you along with us. But I think the next thing we're going to stop at, because I think it's now 10 a.m., we're going to go to Intimidator or Fury 325.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
All right, guys. We just got off our first ride second ride for you, first ride for me. That's Intimidator. We did have to wait a little bit. The winds, I guess, was just a little bit too high, but we got off it. Loved the ride. Now, we do want to emphasize one other thing that we just found out. If you are a season pass holder, you can get a photo pass for the entire year for $51.99. That's an additional add-on, but you get unlimited digital photos from any of the rides you go to. Just show them the photo pass, they add it to it, boom, there you go. So if you like collecting memories from different rides that you have been on, definitely look into that. Now, I don't know if that's for all Cedar Fair parks, if you're going to different ones.
I would assume not.
I would assume not. But definitely something to look into. As we're here at Fury 325. Now here's a small little tip. If you have any kind of bag or anything, which I do think you need to bring to the park to where you can carry, of course, all your stuff and have it safely put into a bag so therefore it doesn't fly off the coaster like I've seen some other times, I would suggest if you're coming with someone, make sure you employ this rule. If you don't want to pay for a locker, which is $4 for an hour, which to be honest is not bad at all, but if you want to employ this rule, have someone with you, so therefore you take turns riding. If you want to ride together, it does kind of course, limit what ride you can ride together, but the only ones that you have to do this on is Fury and Copperhead Strike, as those say that you must use, of course, the lockers for anything more than a phone. If you just want to take that chance and have them possibly slip out, go right for it, but I always suggest bringing a bag with you just in case. But that's a little tidbit of information, a little hint for you. But other than that, let's go ahead and start talking about the rides you should hit and where you should, what order you should hit them. So, if you are wanting to ride all the rides in one go, I would always suggest just starting with the rides that do not have a fast lane if you did buy the fast lane pass. That would be Ricochet, that would be, you know, anything really in the kids park. If you're coming with kids, make sure you hit those early in the morning while the lines are low. So therefore you can hit all the other rides that have fast lane and not have to worry about them. But I always suggest if you want to ride Fury, that's where a lot of people are going to go, so make sure you get here. Try and take a hold of the early park entrance if you have a season pass, because I think it's silver, gold, I think it's platinum, prestige, and prestige plus. I think get early entrance for 30 minutes. So definitely take a hold of that. If you go to your right, you're gonna go towards Fury, but like I said, hit Ricochet first, especially if you want to get that coaster credit. If you don't really care about that, I would actually suggest going left, hit Intimidator, go to Afterburn, then Copperhead. Right beside Copperhead is Flying Cobras. After that, you can get onto Carolina Gold Rusher, then hit, of course, Carolina Cyclone, then Hurler if you want to, then hit Fury. And even though a lot of people still like it for some reason, if you want to, make sure the last ride you hit is Vortex, because that one bounces you around so much it might get you a little bit sick if you don't have Dramamine in your system. So I would suggest always saving that one for last. When it comes to flat rides though, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of flat rides, probably until Aeronautica Landing opens. So go check out that video. It'll be in the description down below if you want to go see my favorite flat rides from there. It's probably going to be Gear Spin, probably, because I saw that at IAAPA. It looks beautiful. But yeah, those are just some little tidbits of information for you. But I mean, you can also choose your own path if you want to. Don't take my word for it. Go at your own pace. Alright guys, so we're here at the kind of drink shop right in front of Hurler to try the new 50th anniversary orange cream.
Golden 50th orange cream cooler.
And we both have some. We're going to try it and give you our reactions to it. So cheers.
Cheers.
To Carowinds.
To Carowinds. 50 years.
Oh, that is good.
That is delightful. That is, if you like an orange dreamsicle ice cream bar, you will love this.
Definitely.
This is delicious.
Now, here's the thing. Whenever you get to the drink machine, it's not going to be up there with all the other drinks. You have to hit the Carowinds 50 button.
It's in the bottom right corner of the machine.
Carowinds 50 button. That's how you're going to, of course, find it. But, oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah, like I said, if you like an orange dreamsicle ice cream bar, you are going to absolutely love this. Now, keep in mind, this is a 50th anniversary thing, so this may not be around for very long. So if you want this, you better get to Carowinds as soon as possible.
Definitely. So we're here at Copperhead Strike. Matthew is riding right now, and then I'm going to take over. Now I do want to let y'all know a little bit about the days to visit. Now I know I talked a little bit about this when I was talking about, you know, the season passes and daily passes. But I would say it all depends on, of course, the day you come, whether or not you need to get, you know, a fast lane and everything. Like I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday usually are pretty slow, especially during the summer times. But don't ever let that, you know, be a guarantee that it's going to be slow here, because it could take off for any reason. So my suggestion is it's always worked well for us, and that's what today is. Today is a Sunday, so Sundays are usually pretty good. Usually, of course, everyone's in church, so if you get here early enough, you'll be able to get a lot of the rides pretty quickly. Saturdays and Fridays are always going to be busy, so I would say usually never come on those unless you absolutely have to. Now, one thing to also note, you have that wonderful Carolina weather, aka it could rain at any moment. Thankfully today is sunny, no clouds in the sky, so all good. But just always be aware that that could also bring the crowd level down, and if you wait it out, then you'll be able to, of course, get back on the rides with little to no wait. I would say the best months to come, I would say, is actually before summer break and probably after summer break, because you know a lot of kids are going to be here with their parents, so the lines are going to tend to be a little bit longer. But March, April, and probably August are probably the best months to be here. Alright guys, so Matt is actually getting on Afterburn. I'm going to sit this one out. But while we're here, let's talk about dining options and shopping options. So for dining options, depending on if you have the dining pass, that can be used almost anywhere. You just have to, of course, check it out a little bit. I'll have some information popping up here to help you figure out where the dining plan works and how much it is. Usually it costs about, I think, $35 for the additional day. But the only thing is, though, if you do that, you can eat once every 4 hours, which it used to be once every 90 hours, but I guess they were losing too much money that way, so they moved it up to 4 hours. But, you know, so you can do that. You know, I suggest the Granny's Kitchen, I think, or Blue Ridge Junction, I think it's called that. I'm not totally sure. Or of course, Harmony Hall. That one's going to be a very good one. But when it comes to shopping options, if you want to get some 50th merchandise, make sure you go to Midway Memories. They are one of the exclusive holders for the 50th merchandise. You may hear Afterburn going up behind me, so I may have to talk a little bit louder. But there's a bunch of shopping options, but it all depends on what you want. So if you're wanting 50th, go there. That's going to be where a lot of people are going to be using their shopping here soon. But yeah, I'll show you some videos and everything to show exactly what you can expect when you go up there. Also, since of course Carowinds does have a water park, I want to go ahead and let you know something. To be honest, I've only been like 2 or 3 times, so I don't know much about the water park, but I do know that they have expanded it a little bit, put in some fun slides and everything. I'm not big on water parks only because unfortunately my weight kind of hinders me from going down some of the slides. So I can't tell you much about that, but I know that a lot of people love it. I'll let you know. It's only during the summer when it really opens up. I think it's March 26th is when it opens up this year. So if you're looking for that, definitely go to it. I know Carowinds is a very dry park. Hopefully soon we'll be, of course, getting some kind of like a water ride, like maybe a mock power splash, something like that. I have no idea. But that's just my 2 cents on the water park, only because I almost never really go there, because I go to Carowinds for the rides, not really the water rides. I mean, unless they get a water coaster like the one at Volcano Bay. Like if they get something like that would be chef's kiss, yes. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. Another good question that a lot of people ask is, where do I stay whenever we come to Carowinds? Well, there's a bunch of different places to stay. For us, we always pick the Hilton, not the Hilton, the Marriott Spring Hill Suites. That's the park right across from Carowinds, so therefore we don't even have to drive. We can just walk on over. Now, I know a lot of people, I know that usually starts about $125, maybe $175 on different days. So it is kind of a little bit more expensive, but for the price that you get and the view that you get, it's really worth it. But there's different ones. There's a Motel 6, there's a Sheraton. There's several different places around it, but if you wanted my pick, I would always say the Marriott Spring Hill Suites, because that one just has a lot more to give for. They also have free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, parking, just everything. Just if you ever get to, make sure you stay there. But you may have to book in advance because they do book out pretty quickly. We get to special events. Now, Carowinds holds many different events every year. In fact,
let's go over them.
Well, we have the State Line Celebration. That's usually in the summer, spring to summer. Grand Carnival as well. That's really good. It's kind of like a Mardi Gras themed. Winterfest, of course, during the winter. It has it in the name.
And of course, the one that they're most known for, Carowinds.
That is correct. Now, they also host some things during the weekends, but it's kind of like a pick and choose. But the ones that we just listed, those are usually maybe 2 week events.
And currently, of course, they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Carowinds with the opening of Aeronautica Landing next Friday.
That is correct. And make sure, if you haven't already, go watch that video, then come back here to finish off this one. Special events, sometimes the tickets can be a little bit more pricey when it comes to those, but it's definitely worth it. You know, Carowinds puts their heart and soul into all the, special events that they do.
I absolutely love these employees. They work their tails off. They are so kind. They're so knowledgeable.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on this amazing journey with us. There's one last thing we have to do tonight before we call this night fully over, and that's watch the fireworks. So that'll be at the very end.
Yeah. See, originally there was going to be a fireworks show last night, Saturday, April 1st, April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
But due to wind, they postponed it until tonight.
I will say we're going to stick around for the fireworks. We may be in the parking lot, maybe back in our hotel room. I don't know. But I will say that's how...
we can see them from our glorious hotel room.
Which is another reason to pick the Marriott Spring Hill Suites, because if you're that close to the park and you can see fireworks, you don't have to deal with all the crowds, which is another plus.
And you don't have to deal with the traffic of leaving the park.
Exactly. But other than that, I think that's going to wrap up this video for us, guys. As always, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Matthew.
And we are A to Z Throws. As always, keep calm.
And coast strong.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.